Hey everyone, today we're going to dive into a really simple story. It's about a first grade boy and a single piece of candy. Now that might not sound like much, but trust me, it holds this surprisingly powerful lesson about joy, kindness, and what it really means to grow up. So let's get into it.
So that's our big question for today. And I know what you're thinking, it sounds kind of trivial, right? A piece of candy? But you'll see, sometimes the biggest, most important lessons come in the smallest, simplest packages.
All right, let's start at the beginning. It's time to set the scene and meet the hero of our story.
Okay, so picture this. A young boy, Nam, comes home from school just absolutely beaming. He's holding on to this giant, colorful lollipop. See, he earned it. He was the fastest kid in his whole class to finish his work, so this isn't just candy. In his mind, it's a treasure. But just as he's about to enjoy it, he notices someone watching him. It's his 3-year-old sister, and her eyes are just wide with curiosity and, that silent hope that little kids have.
This is where things get really interesting. This brings us right to the heart of the story, and it all kicks off with a simple, gentle question from his father.
And there it is. That's the question. Just a few simple words, but it's enough to make Nam completely freeze. All of a sudden, his prized treasure doesn't seem so simple anymore. He's stuck.
You can almost hear the two voices battling it out in his head, can't you? On one side, there's this voice going, "Hey, eat it all. It's yours. You worked hard for this thing." And that's totally fair, right? That's the voice of pride. But then there's this other, quieter voice whispering, "But look at her. She just wants to be happy too." And that, right there, is the voice of empathy starting to bubble up.
So what does he do? How does a first grader solve this huge internal dilemma? Well, let's see what happens next, because what he discovers is pretty incredible.
After a moment of silence, he makes his choice. He takes his treasure, his hard-earned prize, and he snaps it cleanly in half. It seems like such a small thing, but that physical act, it represents a massive emotional decision. And this is the magic moment. As Nam tastes his half, something totally new happens. He sees his sister's face just light up with pure joy, and he realizes that his own happiness didn't get cut in half. No way. It actually got bigger. It multiplied. He found a feeling that was, as he put it, way sweeter than the candy itself. Later that evening, his dad sits down with him and helps him find the right words to understand this powerful, brand new feeling he just experienced. And his father gives him the word for it, sharing. He explains what Nam did wasn't about losing half a candy. It was about doubling his joy. It's like this beautiful, simple math of kindness, The more you give, the more happiness and love there is to go around.
And that's really the core of it, isn't it? This whole episode was never just about a lollipop. For Nam, this little moment was a huge milestone. He learned one of life's biggest lessons, not from a textbook, but from making one small personal choice.
So this story isn't just about Nam, it's universal. And it's an invitation for all of us to kind of look in the mirror and ask ourselves, how does this apply to our own lives? So let's really think about it. You've worked so hard for something, your one and only reward, that thing you're so proud of. Would you be willing to split it with someone else? It's a tough question, and the answer says a lot about what we truly value.
Okay, now let's flip the script. Think back, way back. Can you remember a time when you were on the other side of this? When you were the little kid watching, and a friend or a sibling shared their favorite toy or their snack? Think about how big that small gesture actually felt.
And finally, this one is for all the parents, teachers, and caregivers out there. This story is such a powerful reminder that you don't need some grand, complicated lesson plan. So, what was one small opportunity you had just today to show the power of sharing? So, at the end of the day, the lesson from the candy split in two is really this. Life's most valuable lessons aren't always taught, they're discovered. And one tiny act of kindness can plant a seed of compassion that literally lasts a lifetime. The only real question left for us is, what treasure are you going to share today?